Hi, beautifuls. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back. If you're a newbie or an OG, welcome, welcome, welcome. I wanted to talk about inspired action really briefly here today because it's something which I've recently had a perspective shift on, and I thought perhaps this can help somebody else out there who might be. I don't want to use the word struggling because it's not that I was struggling with it before. I simply had one idea of it, and recently my perspective has changed about that. So what do I mean? Inspired action. It's kind of as if out there we have this idea of inspired action being almost as if this like literal lightning bolt comes down from the heavens and just like, shocks us into the flow. My experience, I don't know if it's been your experience, doesn't quite work like that. So I wanted to talk about inspired action in the sense of what I've discovered works better for me, or the way that I find, how do I don't even know how to actually articulate this, so bear with me while I try to find the words. When inspired action will feel like here's an example of inspired action. You'll be sitting there doing something, well, I don't know, whatever, normal to your day, and you'll suddenly have an idea. That idea is probably inspired, depending upon like what it is. Now, when you have the idea, if you take action on that, awesome, because number one, you held your word to yourself and you did the thing. And I know it might seem basic, but the more and more that we keep doing the things that we say we're going to do, the universe is like, oh, so they actually really are going to do the thing. They're not just saying they're going to do the thing and then not actually doing it. So the more we keep our word, the better it is. Now, the big thing that I was like missing out on with this whole sort of idea of inspired action was sort of the action part. I would take action, I don't know, I've always, it's been a bit of a juggling act for me to figure out what exactly is flow. As many of you know, I'm a musician, and so I've had many experiences in my life where I am a part of a conglomerate of people playing music, entertaining folks, right? And so I'm trying to think how to explain that if you're not musical. For me, that experience is one form of being in flow. It's sort of as if time stops, you become unaware of time, and time just passes. And it's those moments where you can, like, for example, if you zone out on the road, you don't know how exactly you drove from one place to there, but you're in the car. It's a similar thing, a little bit different. So I guess what I'm kind of hopefully encouraging you honestly to do is, okay, so from a post-recovered procrastinator, like, thankfully, I'm so grateful that I can say that now. What changed and made me stop procrastinating was what started to happen as a result of me not procrastinating. Because as crazy as this may sound, and I would argue that this probably is true for you as well, those ideas, which I used to think were like few and far between, started to come more and more and more, which fed into this positive loop of, oh, I can trust the universe more, which fed into positivity of the universe now knows that they can trust me to carry out whatever they're sort of asking of me via the idea. Does that make sense? I really hope so. So I wanted to give you that perspective in case that's not something that you've come across, that inspired action is not just necessarily when you're in flow and taking the action. It can also be just the simple act of taking the action that you were given to do. Given meaning you had an idea to create a football stadium. You didn't wait for 10 months and then create the stadium. You immediately started to put the plan in action to do the thing. The quicker that you take action on whatever it is the universe is urging you to do, the faster the snowball of positivity in general happens. And so that's what I wanted to share about positivity, I guess, in general, and how you can grow that in your own life, as well as how actually to take inspired action, and to perhaps that perspective shift of what actually is inspired action will help you. It's the kind of thing, how people say when you fall in love with someone that you don't really know how you got there. It's usually when you're not paying attention and looking for love that it happens. It's a similar thing with inspired. I don't know why I keep saying that, with inspiration. The inspiration will hit at random at first. And then when you build trust with the universe and the universe realizes that, oh, you're actually going to pay attention, or you are paying attention now to what they're asking you to do, not only is that good for you because it will be beneficial to your ultimate future, it also benefits the universe because they know they have one more vessel they can use to carry out their positive goals for the world or whatever. So that's all I really wanted to share. Nice and short and sweet. I hope you're all having a beautiful start to your week. If you want any coaching or need help from me, reach out to here, as always, to this email address, and I will see you, beautiful cats, in the next video. Namaste and much love. Bye. I'm trying to think, is it the difference between just action and inspired action that I want to illustrate? But it's in every second of every moment of every hour of every day of every month and so on and so forth. I love you.